Hi, my name is Janese. I'm going to talk about a topic today that I'm finding it hard to talk about, and so I'm going to give it a go. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we're here together, and so thank you for listening and maybe struggling through this conversation with me. Um, so I wanted to talk about the importance of maybe seeing life from other perspectives, of seeing that perhaps you've lived before, which we all have, but that for you to see yourself in instead of contained as me as Janice, you as whomever you are, that we're greater than that. And what does that mean? And how do we do our life with that knowingness or that awareness? And what I find is that a lot of people who say they believe in reincarnation or past lives might compartmentalize things. And there's a better way to really free up without knowing those lifetimes how to see the world through the lens of being in this lifetime and having experiences from the other. And that's what I wanted to share with you today because I find this is so important in so many ways. And I'm just going to list some of the ways and then go through it. But I know when I travel the world in different countries, I ask my soul if I've been there before, if there's a healing or something for me to learn from that country in that situation, or anyone for me to meet, to heal with, or to connect with that happened. So I'm always seeing it as an opportunity. And I've had some situations in other parts of the world that I went, wow, okay, I can see that I was in that time period. The other thing I've done is that I had a dream years ago, maybe it was about 14 years ago. I had a dream that I was painting artistically. And in this life, as a child, I goofed off with creativity, but never painted or taken classes. And I ignored the dream. I talk about intuition. I'm gonna have I'm gonna do a video on what happens if we ignore intuition. Fortunately, this time I had another dream 2 days later, um, and I'm painting again. And so I went and signed up to the community college to take an art class. Got a bunch of supplies and was ready like a kid going to school, and they canceled my class. And so I ended up on YouTube. This is how I got introduced to YouTube and learned so much and have been doing art since. But what I did from another lifetime experience is I figured, okay, somewhere in me, in my soul's journey, I've done art before, obviously. I was creative as a kid, I'm having dreams as art. So I called in any and all lifetimes as an artist that I have ever had to help me in this lifetime. I figure if I have all that classes and teachings and training from times before, then, I just wanted it to come in. It was amazing because there was a period where I was working with precious metal clay, making jewelry, and I could see myself in another time, creating jewelry for a noble person. So it was really bringing a sense of connection. And I went into art directions that I never even knew about or imagined. So when we call in something from another lifetime, it might you might get guided into areas that you go, wow, I didn't know I was interested in accounting. For me, it was hard. Um, and so new elements of who you are as a soul come through and really enrich your life in so many ways. So that's another way. The other way is, and I don't do this too often because it doesn't work. But when you meet someone and you have that I know you connection, I don't usually go into like what lifetime we had. I just know that there was a connection. And then I ask in a prayer whatever the connection is, if it's to really heal or let go or to move into a direction to really. So I'm mindful with it. I'm mindful that that person came in my life and that we had a connection before. I might not know what it is ever, but I really pray that it moves into the direction that's the healthiest for us in our journeys. And so I find it hard. The more that I do these kind of things, the more I see life in such a richness and in so many directions. And it's really about not getting caught up in the personality. The other piece that really has helped me in seeing life through the lens of multiple lifetimes is that my relationship with death. And, I have a video on here. I talked about the death of my daughter 2 years ago. That was pretty traumatic and devastating. And because of my relationship with reincarnation, past lives, soul journey, I was able to connect with her from a very profound way in that process that really helped um, make it easier. I don't know if easier is the right word, but make it less traumatizing to go through, more nourishing. The other, the last one I want to talk about, and I hope all this helps. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments, or if you want to share your experiences, I would love to hear those as well. Um, so the other main way that I find that my thinking about reincarnation or not having is reincarnation is a funny word because I don't see it as um, a past life necessarily. It's different periods, but I don't really want to go too deeply into that. But for the sake of our understanding, I'm using that word. It's what has helped me the most is to not be so attached to Janese and the journey and the life process, to really see it from a different perspective. And that in itself has freed me up. Our culture is big on the identity, the personal identity, you, what do you want? How are you? How am I? And I'm there as well. And when I add that other element of, yeah, I've been Janese and I've been all these other journeys with all these other stories, and they're like a woven tapestry of it. And so I'm all of that. I'm more than what this container is expressing. I'm more than who I am. And what does that mean? And how can I bring that into the journey that Janese in this form is experiencing? So that has been the best, I think, richness, juicy element to bring to my life. So with that, thank you. I didn't know how this was going to go because I don't talk a lot about this. In fact, I've talked pieces of it through different times, but never really this way. So thank you for. I hope that you've come through this whole video, and love to hear from you. And I'm so grateful that we're working together in whatever moment of time we are. So many blessings to you.